Well, back again. How are you? Welcome to July 1st, and hello to everybody and all the regular opening lines that I'm getting sick and tired of proclaiming. But good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to July 1st. What time is it? It's just about 9:30 a.m. and I'm here on the square. Now, let me explain a little bit about the square as best I can. Locally, the square is known as the TERREIRO di PACO, or terrace of the palace. An illusion of the 16th century royal palace that stood here until it was almost completely destroyed by the 1755 earthquake, followed by a tsunami. And many people were killed or lost their lives in that tragic event. 1755. It makes the great earthquake of San Francisco in 1906 look like a lightweight. A ham and egg. It looks like there was a concert last night, or they're setting up for a concert, and or tearing down for a concert. But here it is. At its heart stands the Esquarienton, that means horse, statue of Jose the First, king. Let me see if I can get a close-up of that. There he is. King of the time of the 1755 earthquake. At its heart, the blackened tone of its bronze giving rise to the PACO's nickname Black Horse Square. Black Horse Square. The palace's old steps still climb up from the waterfront, but today the square is dominated by vast 19th century triumphal arch on its northern flank. That's that big arch. And by ranks of imposing arcades and neoclassic government offices. In 1908, King Carlos I was assassinated together with Louis Felipe, his son and heir, in the corner of the square near the Rio de Arsenal. There you have it. And the problem, I'll tell you the truth, just to level with you folks, when I used to take trips, I used to have a day job. I used to work over at the station, and they had all this fancy equipment, and I could print everything off the computer to this printer. I could have printed a phone book, and a lot of times I did. And I would go to Wiki Travel and I would print out everything I needed for the location I was going, so I knew more or less what I was doing when I hit the ground. But since I no longer have that position, I have a printer at home, but you can print a library card and it will run out of ink. You know, it will run out. What is that? Please, I don't want to get thrown off YouTube. I thought that was the beginning of a song. Anyway, you could print a library card on the home printer if you can get it to hook up with the computer, if you can get the internet to work. In other words, I'm ill prepared for these overseas trips. That was the only good thing, besides the paycheck and the benefits, was the access to office equipment. And so I'm doing the best I can with these videos. So these are just going to be short snippets of some of the, and I'm not the only one who wanted to come here too. There's some other people here that are very excited to be here. What is this? God's sake. Oh, excuse me. Some other people are just excited to be here, and they decided that they were going to take a boat. Can you see the boats? I think you have to call them ship. If you call them boats, people get insulted. The people who work on the ship get insulted. The captain, of course, gets insulted. And all the members of the crew get insulted. And all the passengers that paid a lot of money to get on these cruise ships get insulted. Don't call the ship a boat. It's very insulting. And we're right on the waterfront here. And we'll spin around and try not to get in anybody's face. But I don't think I'll have the problem. Oh, I'm on the wrong lens again. Gee whiz. I don't think I'll have the problem I had in the United States with people being uptight. Everybody seems very, very friendly and cordial. And so I'm walking down to the original steps. This was the entrance to the city. And you can see them. These are original. Yes, I agree. I agree. I concur. I concur. And watch out, it's slippery. So if you come down here, you may need shower shoes. Some rubber type shoes that'll keep you from losing your balance and ruining your trip. But if you do fall down and get hurt, I think the health care is free. So you won't have to worry about talking to the receptionist for 5 hours. Talk to your doctor. No, you spend 5 hours talking to the lady behind the desk. Do you have insurance? Do you have insurance? Do you have your insurance card? Do you have your insurance card? My sister Sue once hurt herself in a bicycle accident in Italy. And when she was done getting bandaged up on her knee, what is that, a couple of planes out there? Can you see that? When they were finished bandaging up her knee, she said, "Where do I pay?" And the doctor said, "Just get out of here. There is no cash registers. There is no paying in Europe for healthcare." Okay, so these are the original pillars, I guess, where people just came and they came right here. This is the beginning of the. See that? That's some old stuff right there. Tomorrow night I'm going to take a tour and go have some traditional food and listen to some traditional Portuguese music. And the music is soulful and like the Rolling Stones on Down syndrome, and with a guitar player. It should be very nice. So I'm very careful out here. I'm walking on ancient 15th century steps, 16th century. Portugal's history is very, very, it has a rich history. It was one of the most wealthiest European countries in the day. It was over there to India getting all sorts of spices and whatnot and bringing it back. If you get a chance, you can just look up Portugal and you'll see some quite... Across the way over here is the, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of far. It's like in Brazil, it's the Christ. See the Christ over there? He's blessing the whole place. And there it is, the Golden Gate Bridge. How did the Golden Gate Bridge get put over here? This is not San Francisco. There's no homeless people here. What's going on? That looks like the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. Certainly the architecture reflects the engineering involved, and it's even painted red. And I think that's the 21st bridge. But again, I have to apologize. I'm not going to not make these presentations just because I don't know what I'm talking about. I think the images is what I want to get across. The beautiful images. So if you're not sure what I'm saying, I'm not sure what I'm saying either, but you can do your own research and find out how many errors I made. But I'm not going to get another job just to use office equipment. All right, that is over. That ship has sailed. But it was great. I could just print anything I wanted to print. Any place I went, I printed a little book. And I highlighted everything before I left, and I hit the ground and knew all what was going on. Now I got a book that I bought at Barnes & Noble in Manhattan Beach, and it's less than stellar. How's that? All right, I'm gonna focus back on the square and get off these slippery rocks, or pavers, or steps, however you want to say it. It's low tide. You can see that this is usually covered by water. when it's high tide. But this is the gateway to the city back in the day. And that was quite a 1755. That was quite an earthquake. Bam! And it was such a big earthquake that there was a tsunami. And it just ruined. They had to rebuild the whole city. The whole freaking city had to be rebuilt. It was a tear down. It was a complete tear down. Bring more sheetrock. We need more sheetrock. And they had to completely do the whole thing over again. All right, I'm gonna get to a place where I can. Here's a guy gonna set up, play some music, and there's a place over here. Maybe I'll set up over here and read you something that might make a little sense. Then I'm gonna close it out. Just a quick video. You know, just because you don't know how to speak the language, just because you don't know how to pronounce any words, just because you don't understand anything, that doesn't stop you from buying a ticket and getting on a plane and going someplace. Don't be intimidated. It's your life, it's your world, and it's all yours. All you gotta do is get on the plane. All right, let's put this down. I'm gonna put this tripod down. And there it is, there it is. And let's just focus on this for a second. You want another one? Yeah, it's a little bit better. All right. Yeah, let's read this and see what they says. While shaking off the worst of the past, the city has retained much the quirky and unpretentious charm that makes it such a pleasant pleasure to visit. Modern office buildings and shopping malls may sprout across the city, muscling in on a melody of Moorish and medieval quarters, but in their shadow you will still find streets full of rattling old trams, crumbling mansions, walls of beautiful tiles, mosaic pavements, lovely churches, festive markets, any number of glorious old bars and cafes where the traditional conversation certainties of football, family, and religion still hold sway. Wow, isn't that nice? Did you hear that? Wow. Yeah, there was something else I wanted to read to you. I don't know, this is a lousy book. I got this book at Barnes & Noble and I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it at all. I think that Rick Steves character on PBS has a better book, but I should have honestly prepared, but this whole thing was kind of last minute. I was on the East Coast. I didn't want to go all the way back to the West Coast. While I was on the East Coast, it cost me $586 one way to Lisbon. So who's going to turn that down? So that's it. I'm going to close it out here. I hope I helped you out just a little bit. Just a little bit. See that? Look at that. Mostly office buildings now, government office buildings and restaurants dot the square, and just a wonderful place. So have the rest of a good day. Welcome and congratulations to making it to July 1st. And there's a ferry going over there, and it's just a wonderful day. Oh, there's a guy on a bicycle. See the guy on the bicycle with the flag? All right, I'm gonna cut it off and regroup and find something else.